Howdy peeps and welcome to Tone on a Budget. Today we're going to be talking about the 2025 Kramer Baretta Special. If you'll recall, I, a few years back, did another video with the original release of these things. These are a little different from the original release of the Baretta Special from, now it's got to be at least 7 or so years ago. When I did the video last time, it was I actually did 2 videos with that guitar, and it was 4 or 5 years old at the time. Actually, here's a picture of me with the cream-colored original release of the Kramer Baretta Special. Okay, so what are the differences? That neck was finished and it was thinner. This neck is raw and it's thicker, but it's sanded smooth. I'm probably going to hit it with True Oil. I'm going to do a True Oil finish on it. That's what I think I'm going to do. The body is gloss. The headstock here on the front is gloss. Chrome hardware. Whatever this pickup is, some generic Chinese humbucker with an Allen & Co. 5 magnet, from what I understand. This is supposed to be mahogany. Might be. It's certainly heavy enough. Maple neck and fingerboard. Your standard, generic no-name tuners. Fender style bridge. Fender Stratocaster style bridge, and this bridge actually dialed in very nice. The springs that they give you are of okay quality. I want to show you that I have this. Let me. Okay, if you don't dial in the balance on the spring tension right, the bridge is either standing up or it comes down hard and hits the body, and you can hear it when it hits the body. You can see here that, you can see that bridge is flush with the body, but in actuality it's not touching. I know you can't see it, but there is air there, and I'm going to prove it to you. I have this sticker that came with the guitar, this Kramer sticker. Now, if the springs had pulled it down hard to the body, I would not be able to slip this sticker into this, under this bridge, without either raising the bridge with the whammy bar or serious difficulty. But watch this. So that goes right in there. There's air there, just ever so slightly. There's air there. So when I just let go of it, it doesn't go clunk on the body. So the bridge dialed in very nicely. One thing I do like about this is to get at the spring tension settings, the 2 screws that move the spring bracket back and forth on the underside of the body. They were kind enough to put slots in the spring cover. So you don't have to take off the cover to adjust the springs. I think that's an awesome addition. The original release did not have that. You had to remove the cover. It was just a solid cover. Another thing that is different, the original release had put a triple bleed cap on the potentiometer, and we all ripped them off, because what happened is when you rolled off the volume, it changed the tone of the guitar, and it got kind of quacky sounding. So we tore it off, and then it was fine. We didn't have that quacky sound when we rolled it off. It didn't change the tone of the guitar. It just rolled off the volume. And here I took a picture of the control cavity, and I'll show that to you right now. So you can see there's no capacitor on there. It's just the potentiometer and its wiring. That's it. Very simple setup, very simple design. Um, Another thing that's different is the original releases did not have color match headstocks. They had black headstocks. They were gloss black with the Kramer logo in white, I believe it was, and they only came in two colors. They came in cream and black, were the finished colors for the guitars. These come in white, which obviously this one is, blue, and black, and they each have a color match headstock that matches the body color. So that's pretty neat little addition. The nut, I believe, is plastic, but it seems to be fixed properly. The truss rod does work and do what it's supposed to. I was able to dial in a fairly decent action on this thing. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Not a bad action on that. It's definitely playable. Actually, I think the neck has come a little forward since the heat's been on here. So I think since I originally set this thing up, the neck has probably come a little forward because the humidity has dropped a bit here. I want to tell you this, and I only tell you this story because it speaks for the robustness of this instrument. When I received this instrument, FedEx totally screwed up, and they delivered the box to the wrong address on the wrong street and with a way wrong neighborhood. And it sat outside overnight in below freezing temperatures with snow all around it. Here's a picture of the FedEx delivery shot that shows it supposedly delivered to my house, but that's not my house. You can see there that it's just leaning up against a wall on a sidewalk with snow and stuff. It was that night. It was down in the teens, I believe. It sat out there for almost 24 hours, and then I got to give a shout out to the Elgin Art and Cigar. These guys, or Cigar and Art. Yeah, I think it's Elgin Cigar and Art. These guys are great. They pulled the package in when they came into work on that Saturday morning and realized that it wasn't for them, saw the name, went on Facebook and found me on Facebook and reached out to me and said, hey, give me a call. I have a package that I think is yours, and gave me a phone number. And I went and I picked up my unopened package and brought it back. And this thing, so yeah, thanks to the guys over there at Elgin Cigar and Art. You guys are awesome. This guitar weathered those extreme low temperatures nicely. To be sitting out in that weather for as long as it did. The only thing wrong with it that I've noticed since were the strings were dead. Whether they were cheap strings that came from the factory like that, which I tend to doubt. I think the cold freezing temperatures killed the strings, because it was tuned. It was in tune, but it was tuned, but it wasn't in tune when I got it. It was all out of tune, but it had been strung up and tuned, obviously, because the tension was there. But it wasn't in tune when I got it. It was way out. So I'm thinking that the frozen air around it caused the strings to die and lose their ability to vibrate well. So I put my favorite strings on. I put some Ernie Ball Super Slinkies on here, and now it sounds great. What else can I say about this thing? I think that's about it. It's got a really thick fingerboard, which is something that it stuck from the original version. The original version had a really thick fingerboard too. I don't think you'll be able to see this. Let me see if I can get close enough. Yeah, you can kind of see where the fingerboard meets the neck. It's a thick chunk of maple, and the neck has got kind of a thicker, rounder profile than the original. The originals were a little flatter, and they had a finish on them. So these are raw. Yeah, let me play this thing a little bit, and I know I suck. I'm not a great guitar player. I'm a bass player and a synthesist. Guitar is just something I like to mess around with, and I also like reviewing this equipment for you. So I'm hoping that this review will be helpful. At a $200 and I believe $30 price tag, I mean it's definitely one of the better instruments in its price range. Fit and finish is pretty decent. You know, does it have a fit and finish like a $2,000 Gibson? No. Okay, but I wouldn't expect it to for $230. It's just not that instrument. One thing I did notice when it came out of the box, there was a little bit of fret sprout. Not much. It was playable out of the box, but I don't like to feel the frets at all. So I went and I filed down the frets. I dressed the fret ends. That it needed just ever so much. If they would have spent maybe an extra 10 minutes on the guitar at the factory, it would have taken care of it. That's how much time I spent on it. I put about 10 minutes into it. I filed down some of the frets, and I got it all nice and smooth now. It's all very smooth. There's no fret ends sticking out. It's all very nice. So yeah, it is what it is. One thing I am going to, this is a mod platform. These cheap guitars for me are something to play around with and put different hardware and electronics in. I am going to be changing the electronics. I'm going to change the pot. I'm going to change the pickup. I'm going to change the bridge, and I'm going to change the tuners. So basically everything but the body and neck are going to get changed. Just to see what I could do with it. Is it fine as is? Sure. If you're on a budget and you need a guitar that you can shred on, this thing will set up to shred. And it sounds pretty good with the pickup that it has. You know, it's a cheap generic pickup with an Alnico magnet in it. It's got some tone to it. I'm going to be changing it to a Hot Rail humbucker, and I'm going to put a black anodized bridge on it and black anodized locking tuners. So that I don't have to worry about any kind of slippage, you know, from the windings. When I whammy, it'll help keep the thing in tune better if I get kind of crazy with the whammy. I'm also going to true oil the neck, just to give it a little bit of protection, a little bit of a finish, because it's raw. There's nothing on here. There's no oil or anything on here. And then I will do another video after I make my modifications, because it's going to look different. It's not going to have the zebra humbucker with the cream and the black. It's going to be a straight black with rails. The whammy bar and bridge will be black. The tuners will be black. And it'll look pretty bitchin'. So, yeah, stay tuned. That will be happening within the next week or so. And I'll get that done and get that video out so we can see the difference in the tone of this guitar with the higher quality pickup. It's also going to be a hotter pickup. That pickup is the pickup I'm putting in it is a 15K. I think these are probably 10 or 11. I haven't measured it, but I don't think it's much over 10K in the resistance. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to play it out and then say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.